white people already. They don't like the hat. Apparently they don't. They say it says the 3 letters, and apparently 3 letters equals a word now.
Sir, you're gonna have to take your hat off.
Why am I have to take the hat off?
Because
Explain
the
it to me.
supervisors are coming.
I
I may agree with you
I'm trying to figure out why though.
because passengers are complaining.
About what?
Your hat.
Why are they complaining about a hat?
Because of the word.
There is no word on the hat.
There
It
is.
says racism that's on the hat.
But what's on top of it?
FCK.
Right. And we all know what that means.
I see it says FCK, sir. I can't take my hat off because
I
of my
may
skin.
agree with you.
Sir, I
but
can't take my hat off because it's protecting my head.
The supervisors are on the way. I don't want you to get pulled off.
What am I getting pulled off for? I want to know what I want to. How is it? I'm offended right now that some snow roach is over here saying that some 3
Who's a
letters.
snow roach?
A racist white person.
Who's that?
Whoever is offended.
I don't know who was they all came to me.
Okay,
That's
well
why
then
I'm trying to help you out. Okay.
These white people are here fucking with the wrong one today, you dig? They're gonna say somebody's offended by my hat, and I'd say it's a racist white person, and he be like, I don't know who's offended. Only person would be offended by FCK racism would be a racist white
They're
person.
offended by the top word, not the bottom one.
It's tied together. It's not even FCK. It's not even a word. You look it up in the dictionary.
I'd like to ask you one more time, just to take it off. If not, then we can come off with me and we can talk up top.
Why don't I have to? Again, why can't that person leave?
Can I get you anything to drink, ma'am? For you, ma'am? For you, sir?
Oh, they need to speak to me.
Hi there.
Yes.
Understand that you were told in Orlando to remove your hat?
Yes.
Why is it on?
I already told the lady what happened. So.
No, it doesn't work that
No,
way.
it does work the way I told her. Right.
Are you
I told-
continuing on Southwest?
No.
Okay.
You saw Harasser 2, Harasser 3, aka the black guy. Look, I took the hat off for the black guy. Like, I understand the position that he was in, and I was just like, yo, let me not do this to my guy. Harasser 4, she charged me up on the plane. I didn't get that one. And then I have Shorty who charged me up on Harasser 5 in Houston. But here's the best part, right? And I didn't get the last part because I felt like if I had approached her with a camera, like, it wouldn't have been authentic. She probably would have, did her Karen thing. So I was like, let me just talk to her. So I asked her, I said, hey, like, what's up with you and your people uploading this, upholding this racist, this system? And she was just like, what people? I was like, the people on the plane asked me to take the hat off. And she was like, well, it has an offensive word on it. And I was like, show me on the hat the offensive word. And she was like, the F word. And I was like, the F word is not on the hat. And she says, it says fuck. I was like, no, it doesn't. And Shorty tells me I can sound it out. How do you sound out FCNK? That made no sense. But whatever. I tell her anybody offended by the hat is a racist, and she tells me no. Call her racist, snow roach, and skedaddle. So
hey gang, so welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be asking the age-old question: is Mike the Truth Jackson racist? Now this actually came to me because I saw someone make a comment on a video saying that he was a racist and going off, and then I went to his YouTube channel and I saw this video where he got kicked off a flight and kind of turned it into a race issue. I'm not sure why he turned it into a race issue. Also, his logic there, FCK not being a word, was pretty stupid. Like something that a child would do, I would say, in like elementary. But that's not the thing that, people do dumb videos all the time. It doesn't make him a racist. I went to his Instagram page and I saw his Instagram is Shits and Giggles brand. He's got like less than 1,000 subscribers. And he even puts in his profile that his previous Instagram was deleted for posting about white fragility, suggesting that he got posted for some kind of violation of their terms of service. So this comment from Illegal Whiteout says, you definitely was finna get knocked out in this fight. You could have continued but took the easy way out. And so this is, of course, his disqualification win after he was eye poked and kicked in the groin several times. So he replies, "You just had to bring your white fragility here, weirdo." And so I went to the guy's Instagram page. He appears to be a coach. He's totally black.
I never considered my color the issue. I considered my qualifications the issue.
Well, David, that's a whole nother long conversation about white privilege and things that you have the privilege of doing that people of color don't have the privilege of.
How do I have the privilege of white privilege?
David, by virtue of being a white male, you have white privilege. This whole long conversation, I don't have time to get into it.
Ariva, I hate to break it to you, but you should have been better prepped. I'm black.
I ended up looking at further comments of criticism, and I noticed that there was a pattern here with the term white fragility. So here people are talking about him getting kicked in the groin and taking a way out, and he obviously takes criticism to Irish people. He was fighting an Irishman, so this is in response to that. So of course he gets to his classic go-to line, "You mean when he kicked me in the dick twice and eye gouged me? Sure, white fragility." So we have another comment here, again commenting on his Instagram followers, where someone says, "How have you less than 1K followers and get a UFC debut? Do you not need to meet social media standards?" Of course, it's not his debut. He fought CM Punk in one of the worst fights ever, and then lost very quickly, I believe, to Mickey Gall prior to that. So of course, Mike the Truth Jackson responds, and what do you think he says? Chill, white fragility. Go-to words. So now I'm like thinking, okay, I need to look up the definition of white fragility. So white fragility is defined by Oxford Languages as discomfort and defensiveness on the part of a white person when confronted by information about racial inequality and injustice. Discomfort and defensiveness on the part of a white person when confronted by information about racial inequality and injustice. So I would say that in every one of his comments, it doesn't meet the definition, which is not surprising. So this here is actually going to be a more respectful comment, kind of a more thoughtful comment, well played out comment. So let's read this one. See if he responds in the same way, or if he kind of like doesn't get as offended and responds more in an analytical manner. So let's check it out. So Luke Waters says, "Look at the eye poke in Muhammad and Edwards fight. Bilal couldn't open his eyes. It was that swollen and ended with a no contest. You had both eyes open as soon as the fight got waved off. Nothing wrong with you. At best, a point should have been deducted. You threw in the towel in on yourself. You can bring up the low blow, but you don't have any balls to hit." Okay, maybe that wasn't as good. If you did run it back with Dean Barry, should be a comma there. If you did run it back with Dean Barry MMA and prove everyone wrong. So he's basically trying to say, hey, if you could beat him and this, and it was legit, then run it back. Beat him like fair, even though, hey, Dean is the one that did the disqualifications and all, but run it back and win it fair and win it. Prove all the haters wrong. Prove this guy wrong. He's basically saying, prove me wrong. And so Mike Jackson replies, "Laugh out loud. The white fragility with you thugs is laughable." He could have said, "Yeah, we'll run it back and I'll whoop his ass. Whether he's cheating or he's not, I'm still going to win." Like, he could have done that, but no. So we have another comment here. Guy says, hashtag Mike Joke Jackson. Not really the greatest burn, because not a play on truth. It does have the same first letter as Jackson, but not too great, but good on Mike. He takes the time out of his day to respond to his fans, and of course he says, "Hush with your white fragility." So here we got Hal Penny Ryan, who says, this is obviously before the fight 2 weeks ago, "Dean Barry MMA is going to make light work of you." Mike Jackson responds, "Your fellatio technique is solid." If they were talking about technique, like, your technique sucks, and then he said your fellatio technique is good, or like at least there's some kind of a connection here. But there's no it just comes out of nowhere, kind of, in my opinion. It's kind of a weird comeback by Mike Jackson. But let's digress. Let's keep going further into this riveting conversation of the minds. So Hal Penny Ryan comes back with a classic line, like your mother's. You know, you could say it's been done too many times, but it makes sense to the conversation. I'm gonna have to give Hal Penny Ryan the W on this response. Even though it's been done a million times, it makes sense. So he comes back with the classic, like your mother's. And then of course, Mike Jackson's thinking, he's at home on his computer, he's got his rum and coke, swishing around the ice, and he says, I got one. And he comes back and says, blah, 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 keep those white tears flowing, loser. Okay. So of course, Hal Penny Ryan, he's got to think of a good response here, and he says, at the end of the day, best of luck, you may need it. Which is actually like, he brought it down. Sometimes you're getting in these fights, especially online, and they escalate out of control, and Hal Penny Ryan says, you know what, I'm bringing it back down. I'll bring it back down, I'll be the bigger man here, I'm gonna lower the bar here. Mike Jackson responds, you clearly need it with the way your life is going. Again, he doesn't know anything about this guy, so kind of a bizarre response, kind of dumb. And Hal Penny Ryan responds, you don't know about my life, which is true, but we all know about yours. I smell a humbling coming. Again, not a bad response. It's unfortunate that the fight ended in such a weird way, so he couldn't, go back there in 2 weeks and be like, I told you. So I looked at his other social media, and to be honest, it's worse than his Instagram somehow. I made a clip show after this of the best of his Twitter white fragility comments, so stick around for that. Let me know in the comments, do you think that Mike the Truth Jackson is a racist? If you do, let me know. But his application of the definition of white fragility does appear to be wrong. So anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the video. And as always, you guys are the best subscribers on YouTube, so thank you. Are you guys still here? Then you might as well subscribe.